I was scrolling Facebook and I saw this high protein dinner recipes from Tasty, so I decided to make it. I'll be the guinea pig for you guys, and just to see if they actually taste good or not. So the very first one we're gonna be doing is the roasted shrimp and veggie salad. I'm very picky when it comes to salad, so I really hope this tastes good. Keep in mind, I'm gonna have all the recipes they had in the video. I'm gonna need 1 cup of cherry tomato. They have all of them. They used a cup of cherry, so I'm gonna use half cup of cherry. I'm also gonna slice the yellow bell pepper and use half a cup of yellow bell pepper. You get the drift. I feel like this recipe is actually perfect for 2021 because everyone's gonna try to be healthy. So, you know, this recipe is perfect because it's very high in protein and it's very healthy. I think this size is pretty good. Okay, it's a little more than half a cup, but we're just gonna roll with it because I already cut it. I also used red onions. This is half a cup. Put it on the side. I need half a cup of asparagus. This is good, right? I think your oil parchment paper, so I'm gonna oil this. The asparagus, just like they did on the side. I'm not a big asparagus eater, so I hope this tastes good. Because if not, it's gonna be a waste. But onions, this is a very small portion. Yellow bell pepper goes here, and the cherry tomatoes on the side. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh wait, carrots. And half a cup of shredded carrots. I just sprinkled salt on this, some black pepper, okay, and some fresh oregano. This is my first time using fresh oregano to cook, so I think I'm just gonna drop the leaves on here. Before you start cooking this, you have to set your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I forgot to do that, so I just did that. It smells so good. It says to have chili powder, but I don't have chili powder, so I'm not going to use it. So last but not least, we need to add oil to it. So I'm just gonna sprinkle or spray some oil on this. Mix the spices together. I don't think it's enough salt, so I'm gonna add more salt to this because I don't trust them. So put it in the oven for 10 minutes. Doesn't look as nice as Tasty, but it better taste as good. Sometimes their recipe actually looks really good, but at the same time, you know it looks good, but you're just like, does it actually taste good? Or like, it just looks good. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna find out. So I put our veggie platter in the oven for 10 minutes, and while that's being done, there's a, what is it called? A dressing. What is it called? It's called the chili lime vinaigrette dressing. We're gonna mix that together. Let's do that. I don't have a bowl here, so I'm gonna use this glass to make our dressing. I'm gonna use 1½ teaspoon of lime juice, half a tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt here. That's enough. And pepper. Like I said earlier, I don't have chili powder, so honestly I don't even think half a teaspoon, since I'm adding the ingredients or the recipe. I don't think a quarter of a teaspoon would make any difference. I'm just gonna stir the dressing and set this aside for now. So it's been more than 10 minutes and this is what our veggie platter currently looks like. So I'm gonna separate this. They used 1 pound of shrimp, I'm gonna use half a pound. I don't have a foot scale here, so the way I'm gonna measure it is I'm gonna do 1 cup of shrimp. So we need to add the same thing that we added to the rest of this. So salt, black pepper, olive oil, some oregano, and lime juice. It doesn't say how much to put, so I'm just gonna spray it like this. And then you mix it together. So I'm gonna put this back in the oven for 8 minutes and then I'll be back. So we need to put mixed greens in a separate container. It's baby spinach and baby lettuce and baby greens. That's what I'm using. The recipe says a handful. I have very small hands, so it should be enough since we have our recipe. Honestly, hate the way raw fish smells. It's just disgusting. It tastes good though. Please rinse your leaves first before you eat them. I took it out of the freaking oven and the shrimp still looks pretty raw. Since I don't actually powder, I looked it up and it says cayenne pepper is an acceptable substitute for chili powder. I am not afraid of spice, so this is okay. I think it's my fault because I didn't defrost the shrimp before putting it in the oven, and that's why it looks like this. It's getting soggy. Put some cayenne on the veggies too. Might be too late, but why not? I'm gonna put this back in the oven for another 8 minutes and see what happens. So I just took it out of the oven after 8 minutes, and this is what it looks like. Actually, it looks cooked. So I'm gonna take our fresh greens. I'm gonna put the entire thing on top of it. I'm gonna pour our dressing, mix it together. I have to say, it actually smells good. So hopefully it tastes as good as it smells. I'm gonna have my brother taste this and tell us how it tastes. Brother, come on in.
Hello.
Why are you dressed like this? Because I can. It's gonna rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being good and 1 being like just terrible, and tell us if it's salty or if it's sweet or, you know, if it has enough spice or not.
That's a little kick. That's number 1.
The cayenne, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I did cayenne to it later. I'm guessing this is good because...
No, I'm trying to get everything. I just got little... I have to get the base.
What's the base to shrimp?
Like the base with the seasoning and everything. It's good.
But how would you rate it? Is this the best salad you've ever had in your entire life?
Not the best, but is it good? Yes. Rating, I would say 6, 7. Not bad.
So if you're trying to eat healthy, because the point of making this video is, you know, the new year, everyone's trying to eat healthy and live a healthier lifestyle, and hopefully we all stick to that plan. If you're trying to eat this maybe like every other day or just every day with your other meal, would you eat this?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Bye now. It's actually pretty good. I just wasn't expecting to be this good. This is pretty good. I would eat this almost every day with my other carb or whatever. I would not eat this on its own just because I'm not a big salad person. But if I were to rate it, I would give it an 8. And I'm glad I put the cayenne pepper instead of the chili powder, because the cayenne pepper gives it a little kick, like my brother says. And I put enough salt and all of that stuff to just make the spices come through. I like my veggies a little on the burnt side, so if it were up to me, I would leave it for another 5 to 10 minutes in the oven. But if you like your veggies perfectly baked, then this is perfect. It's actually really good, honestly. So let's move on to the next dish.